Potatoes gon' potate, taters gon' tate, and haters gon' hate.
Hey guys, so I noticed as I was editing this video that I did not introduce what I was doing this day. I did not talk about the plans or anything before actually heading out. So I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit about what we did that day. Basically, while we were in Greece, we had maybe 2 full days where we had absolutely nothing planned. So I decided, because what I like to do when I'm traveling in places that I haven't been, or even like if I move to a new place, like how I moved to Philadelphia, I like to constantly look things up that I can do around the area, or look up like new cities that I haven't been to and find ways to get there, how to get there, things to do there. That way I can experience as much as I can. So I decided I'm not going to try and waste my days here in Greece just kind of sitting in the area, because some of our days were not full days when we were out and about going to different places. So I was able to explore this city that we were in, Paralia, for the remainder of those days when I would get back. But we had like 2 to 3 days that were free. So I decided one of these days, our second to last day in Greece before we left, to go out. And I really wanted to go to Thessaloniki because it's a big city, it's a well-known city in Greece, and there's a lot of history there, and I really wanted to see the Apostle Paul's church that he had made in Thessaloniki, because it's talked about in the Bible about how Paul went to Thessaloniki. So, and he has like letters written to Thessaloniki. So what I decided to do was look up to see ways to get there. At first I was looking at rental cars, and then I found out that rental cars were gonna be like kind of a challenge. I did have an international driver's license and my American driver's license and my passport, but I still thought, okay, well, both passports too, just in case like I needed to use my Romanian one or my American one. But I also looked up rental car places, and one of them was saying that it was there, but it like was non-existent, but it was saying that it was there on the map. And then to get to the other ones, I would have had to take transportation in order to get to them. So I decided, and after talking to lots of locals and like tour guides, that it would be best if we all just took like transportation, because Thessaloniki is not far. But we had to go to Katerini, another city next to Paralia, which is bigger, and from there we would get a connecting bus ride all the way to Thessaloniki. So I explain all that in the video, but we visited a lot there, lots of historical things, and I should be providing like screenshots of the bus rides that we took over to get there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was 150 euros for one bus ticket. That was like 20 minutes from Paralia to Katerini. Now we're going to be doing a bus ticket from Katerini to Thessaloniki, which is about 45 to 50 minutes. And we'll see how much. It's less than 10 euros. So it's like 18 euros 90 cents for 3 people to get to Thessaloniki, which is like 50 minutes away from here, from Katerini to Thessaloniki. So I feel like that's a pretty good price. It's a bus terminal. There's dogs everywhere. We're on the bus, so it's going to take about 45 minutes to 50 minutes to get there. It's a nice bus. This beautiful pink and white flower that you see on the side here is called oleander. It's all over Greece, but it's actually toxic. It's poisonous and fatal. Even touching the flowers, the stems, the leaves can really harm you, and ingesting it can harm and kill you. Now we just have to take a bus. It's about 15 minutes to get to city center, which is where we have to go to see all the things. And we'll go to about like 4 or 5 things, and then we're done. And they're all like outside, so it's pretty easy to see them. So we just have to wait like 20 minutes to leave. This is the Kapani market, which is a very popular market and one of the most traditional markets of Thessaloniki, and has been around since the Ottoman Empire occupation. There are so many different things here, so many different kinds of meat, fish, spices, travel equipment, kitchen utensils, clothing, shoes, touristic items, and so many other things. It was so fun to walk around and to try different foods and just see everything. We're in the city center and they have a lot of markets. Everywhere you turn. Markets everywhere. And we keep trying olives wherever we go. They're really good. Aristotle Square. Aristotelis in Greek. And just across the street from it is the sea. Very beautiful view. Aristotle. So these were built by the Ottoman Empire. They're Turkish baths. And they were built on top of where supposedly there were Roman imperial baths. So this guy was a great leader for the liberation of Greece and a statesman. So this is a Greek agora and Roman forum. And it's all under restoration, so I think usually you get down there somewhere, but we can't come now. But I think this was where the Greek part was, and this was the Roman part, in my thoughts. Very cool. I get super excited, especially with ruins, the most. Anything Greek, Roman, ruins, love it. Agoras were open public meeting spaces that also had little shops around. So basically this was built, a whole bunch of different parts of it were built for different functions, and were still functioning during, like, parts of them still being used for different periods of time later and later and later. What's really cool about this is part of it had 2 private rooms, they had 2 pools, one that was cold, one that was hot, and a whole bunch of other things. Pretty cool. And public markets, lots of markets. They were digging and found this fountain here, a monumental fountain that people used. That's very cool. Right in front of a museum here. Stopped at a restaurant to eat, and it's gorgeous with the grapevines growing on top. So I got spetsofai, which is a spicy, rustic, country sausage, a Greek traditional dish with peppers in a tomato sauce. And Kosina got some kind of platter with seafood, and it has swordfish and poke shark, as well as some kind of mussels and octopus. Okay, the sausage. It's like sour and like has a bite, like the tanginess, and then the tomato is good. It's spicy, so good. I'm gonna try the swordfish. It's like almost chewy, but it's really good. Not much of a flavor, just sweet. I mean, fishy, and like grilled. So they brought us dessert, which is some kind of chocolate crepe with powdered sugar. It seems like here in Greece, they bring you free dessert. So after you eat, then they bring you some dessert and you don't have to pay for that. It has ice cream inside. It's a crepe with chocolate sauce, powdered sugar, and ice cream. It's vanilla. Everywhere you go in Greece, everywhere you look, all you see is ruins everywhere. It's like an open air museum. Just everything is historic. It's so cool. Beautiful view from all these busy streets in the city. There's a fountain and a view down to the ocean. So nice. This is called the White Tower. It had many different names, and in the 19th century was called the Blood Tower because it was a prison and a place of execution for long-term convicts. But in 1912, it hosted the city's air defense and meteorological laboratory, and in 1985, it operated as an exhibition venue. This is like some cat haven. Look at these guys. Hello! Hi! I won't do anything, don't worry. Hi, Meow Meow! Hi! This is a peaceful park where you can cohabit with cats. This is the Arc of Galerius. So this arc, the Arc of Galerius, is the Arc of Maximianus Galerius. He was also known as Camara, and it was built between 298 to 305 AD in commemoration of the emperor's victory against the Persians. And it was built at the intersection of the Central Roman Road and the road that connected the Rotunda, which is just down there, and the palace. There's so much of the carving still left. Obviously all the details like in the faces and stuff are all gone, but you can see like the clothing, their limbs. So this is the Rotunda. It's a church, and here are some ruins right in front of it. It's beautiful, but you can't go inside. It's not open today. This is the church of the Apostle Paul. When Paul came to Thessaloniki to preach, he did so much work here that a church was built up in his name. It's a beautiful, gorgeous church. This was the main reason why I wanted to come, was because it's so beautiful and it's dedicated to the Apostle Paul. I mean, he went all over Thessaloniki and he was preaching, and so we made a church for him. Sadly, they're not open today, so we can't get in, but it's beautiful. Well, that was our day in Thessaloniki, and that was the rest of our time in Greece. The bus that we need to take to get back to the bus station is only €2.70 in total for the three of us, so that's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap getting back and forth between all these cities, from Paralia to Katerini to Thessaloniki. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, follow along to see more of our adventures in Romania.